Well, when you talk about Calgary culture and the iconic scene here in Calgary, it's hard not to mention Mr. Tom Jackson. Now, Tom, thanks for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you today?
Really, really good, thanks. Tell us what it's like when you were contacted by Anya and Rafael to be part of the portrait campaign.
Well, it's a little, when you put fashion and Tom Jackson together, I'm not sure that quite works in my head.
Oh, I don't know.
Let me try that. and I thought to myself, well, what's this for? Well, it has nothing to do with me.
No.
It has everything to do with children.
Right.
So it doesn't take long for you to understand what your heart's telling you. Mm-hmm. Right? What's the saying, where the heart will lead, the mind will follow.
Absolutely.
Right, so I didn't have to think, which is a good thing.
You didn't have to think much about it. Kids Cancer Care, of course, a great charity here in our community. What's it like when you get asked to do these things? And it's pretty easy if it's tied to something that your heart believes in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not one of those things that you have to do anything but, look, I said this before, look inside yourself to figure out, what are you doing today for somebody else? What are you doing for your future? What are you doing for our future? So it's a very simple thing if you wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, what am I going to do for somebody today? And then somebody fills that gap by asking you to do something, and it's pretty easy. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually very inspirational for a Monday morning for us here. It's also, the event is also a lot about the culture in Calgary and promoting arts and the culture. How do you think we do as a community in terms of that?
Calgary is one of the most prolific communities for art and culture anywhere on the planet. Wow. I don't know why that is, but I discovered that years ago when I arrived here and there was a flood in Manitoba. And going to the arts community here, asking the community if it would support an event that would help others by using art, right? Not just music, as I might claim to have had some thought about being a musician at one time, or acting, or visual art, or sculpting. Doesn't really matter. No. Art is the strongest and most prolific transition of a thought to a reality that is permanent forever. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you create something that stimulates somebody's mind and it's honest and it has integrity and it's destined for change, it's the biggest instrument of change in the history of mankind.
Amazing. And that's why he's an ambassador of this year's Calgary Portrait Campaign. Thanks so much for doing this, Mr. Tom Jackson.
You bet. Want a hug?
Oh, I do want a hug. Oh, this is great. We'll be back with more Go right after the break.